Hello YouTube, back with the next My Little Pony review, and today I'm reviewing G1 Spike. Of course, as we already know, I've gone through a little bit of detail on him in terms of the episodes he's been in. He's been in multiple episodes, and he's been in the movie. He's shown to be relatively smart, even for someone, I guess you'd call it his age. He does know that he's a baby dragon, but he always tries to help out whenever he can. But he also gives his input on whether some ideas are just plain dangerous. I mean, he was there when Lickety Split wanted to fly, and he was willing to help out, but he knew full well that there was no way she was getting far off the ground. I mean, even he knows he has limitations. He knows he can't, he doesn't have the ability, he doesn't have superhuman strength or anything like that. He knows he can, there's some things he can do, some things he can't do. Or more things he can't do than can, but he does prove to be helpful. I mean, he's even had his own, he has his own, would-be dragon's lair. I think it's kind of where he got a little more prominent appearance. Most of the time, I think he's just there as kind of like helping out. He doesn't really seem to have any major. I mean, he was there with Lickety Split as well during the movie for dealing with, when Lickety Split ran away. Kind of, I think personally, she would have been in probably bigger trouble than she already was had he not come along. And he was the one smart enough to leave a note, so that everyone else could have at least attempted to find them. Although it took them the entire movie pretty much to actually find them. I think actually it was the other way around. They found, although technically, according to the errors, some of the errors included in the movie, I think one at least involved Baby Lickety Split actually being there when she actually wasn't. So that probably indicates that she was not meant to be there, but Spike eventually wanted to go home after wandering around with Baby Lickety Split and kind of putting up with her the entire time and not really getting anywhere, to be honest. And yes, he even helps out with the villains, believe it or not. I think they kind of scare him into helping out. He's like, help me out or else, kind of a deal. But Spike's not a bad character. I mean, the G4 Spike is kind of based off of him, to my knowledge, at least the way it looks here. But he's definitely, arguably, he's smarter than the G4 Spike, I think, by multiple accounts. Braver in general as well. I mean, granted, he does have his limitations, of course, when he had, he's being sort of corralled by the would-be Dragon Slayer. He gets frightened by his attacker, which would turn out to be just wanting to find a dragon, as per his duties. And he always tries. Spike at least tries to look on the bright side for the most part. He wouldn't make the same messy mistake that Spike's made. The Friendship is Magic Spike has made over the years. Unless, like, you really convinced him to do it. It would take him quite a while. He's actually, as we've already proven, he's smarter. Not as smart as the G3 Spike, but definitely, he's up there. I wouldn't know where to put him. He's probably in the middle in terms of intelligence. I think in terms of ranking from dumbest to smartest. I mean, you can't fault him. He's a baby dragon. So is G4 Spike. But G4 Spike has clearly proven that he's not cut out for what he's supposed to do. Even as an assistant, he's proven to be a failure on multiple accounts. So he's really... G1 Spike has proven to be a lot better. He actually handles situations better, typically. He does prove to be helpful in other cases. I think he's even used his tail to some extent, at least to help out. So he's definitely a worthwhile character. I mean, he's gotten a toy. I mean, arguably, it may not look as much like the real thing, but arguably, I'd say it's better than the Friendship is Magic toys that have gotten released. Look like mice, actually. So, yeah, he's a pretty decent character. I would definitely give him a shot, especially since he's in throughout if you're going to watch the TV show and movie, you're going to see him eventually. Definitely give him a shot. He's I wouldn't call him my favorite character, but you know, you kind of get used to him after a while. You see him a fair bit in the movie. He does prove to be at least helpful when he can. So yeah, that's my review on G1 Spike. Thanks for